Good morning, everybody. This is episode 7 of our journey to the Arctic Circle, and this should be the last episode. We are in Alta, Norway right now, and we have about 3 days until we get to Nordkapp. If you'll remember from the last episode, everything I had was soaking wet. They have these little heaters here, and I've been trying to dry my shoes on the top of the heater and moving them around so that the rubber parts don't melt. But luckily, the sleeping bag isn't wet. I got up a little bit earlier before I started filming, and I went to the grocery store and I got some garbage bags. I'm gonna start wrapping everything in my backpack in garbage bags so that if I have another situation where everything just falls underwater, hopefully, I'm a little bit more prepared for it. My clothes are really dirty after yesterday, but I don't have an option to clean my clothes for the next couple weeks, probably until we get back down into lower part of Europe. So I'm just gonna try to keep them clean as much as I can. I have deodorant, and some of the places that we stay will have running water. So that's the only option there. My shoes are not completely dry, but they're not squishing anymore. $230 kilometers to Nordkapp. I'm pretty sure that's the Arctic Ocean. We have a bunch of uphill to do today. And we've got to hop across a couple islands, I think, too. Hello, reindeer. I feel like my bike doesn't have a set range. It knows that it needs to die 5 miles before I get where I'm going. And it will do that consistently every single day. No matter how far I'm going, it will die 5 miles before I get there. I'm not worried about anybody stealing anything. We have 12 miles to go, so we only need to sit here and charge for a short bit. This costs $22. I am genuinely so glad I wrote this script to time how much my things charge. I probably would have left already. I got bored, I got a little awkward, but this thing tells me I need to hold it for 3 more amps before we're gonna get there. We've got 14 miles to go, so I need to charge at least 14 amps. There we go. I've been patient, I waited. We've been here for an hour and a half, but it's okay. For every hour that I spend charging, I get 10 miles of range. It should be greater than that. I don't know why my efficiency is so bad, but for every hour of charging, 10 miles. I should look at my brake pads to make sure that they're not rubbing against my... I wonder if my brakes are just accidentally squeezing my tires. We can take a look at that once we get to the place tonight. Somebody on YouTube was upset that I use car parking spaces for my bike, but my bike is the size of a car. This just does not fit where the bikes are supposed to go. It is starting to rain a little bit. Whenever I see cops, I need to start pedaling again. Actually, it does make a lot of sense that my brakes would be causing friction against my rotors, eating up a lot of my range, because I know that I've been having problems with my brakes recently. It's very possible that one of my brake pads is just rubbing against the rotor and it's just not squealing, so I can't hear it. I do need to investigate this. I can actually hear the brake. Hear that? Jesus fucking Christ. This should be us, I think. We will do work on the brakes tomorrow. Hopefully we can improve our range. I'm pretty sure that's the reason that our range is going down, is because the brakes are... I really hope so, at least. $120 for this. At least we have our own bathroom, so I guess that's cool. Okay, we got the room set up. Whew. They said that we can leave the bike there. We are not going to be at Nordkapp tomorrow because Nordkapp doesn't actually have like hotels or anything. It's basically just a landmark. So we're going like 15 miles before there. We're stopping, we're recharging the batteries. And then I guess in 2 days, we'll go to Nordkapp, set up the tent, camp there for a night. Because here in Norway, they've got something called a right to roam, which basically means you can camp wherever the fuck you want. So we're gonna do that. And then we'll come back. I still haven't figured out what my return trip is gonna look like or how that's gonna happen or anything like that. But every day that it takes getting there is one less day that I have to leave before my visa expires. Ladies and gentlemen, the Arctic Ocean. Oh, there's a little bench right here. It's soaking wet, so I'm not gonna sit on it. I don't know why I'm surprised that it's so gloomy, but it is. I haven't seen the sun in a while. I guess it feels appropriate for where we are. I was looking at how much money I've spent on this trip so far. It is coming up on $3,000, and like 85% of that is just accommodations. This is why I like traveling in places like Albania, Macedonia, Serbia, because you can get hotel rooms for like 20 bucks. The place that we're staying at right now, it's basically the size of a closet, and it was 120. I'm not complaining. I knew what I was getting into. It's just hard for me to make content like this when it's definitely a money-losing venture. I should probably grab the thumbnail for this video. The town that we are in right now is called Fjord. There's a gas station up the road. I'm gonna see if I can get some food. Oh, I guess they're closed. I'm pretty sure the hotel has like an all-you-can-eat buffet tomorrow, so it's not a big deal. I've noticed that a lot of the places that we stay at have a lot of this really old equipment. And now, thanks to the magic of editing, it is 7 o'clock in the morning and we can spend our free breakfast coupon for food. Oh, I'm going to go to town on this fucking food. And this is much cheaper than paying for food at the gas station, so it's free. Given how expensive food is here, all-you-can-eat buffets are probably the cheapest way to eat. Like, I have probably eaten $50 worth of food. Oh, it's packed in here. I did not know that there were that many people in the hotel. Oh, I don't think they are. I think they came from that bus. I think they're just eating breakfast. This is probably a popular stop for people that are touring up to Nordkapp. Now, before we head out, let's actually take a look at these brakes. I've noticed that this does not work at all. I mean, like, I'm completely holding it and there is no function to this brake at all. So I'm going to take the brake off and I'm going to completely restart from scratch. Undo the bolts and we're going to put the brake on right. I don't know why I'm having so many problems with this brake. It's possible because the bike is just so heavy that every time I use them, they degrade really quickly. It's possible that the brakes are cheap. It's possible that I did something wrong. I don't know, but brakes are not something that you want to have fail when you're on a highway. It starts by loosening the 2 bolts on the top of the caliper. And then what you do is once they're loose and this thing can shake around, is you pull this tight so that the rotor is completely in the middle, and then you tighten it down from here. I can't do that because I need another hand to tighten these, but this will be dead center in between the rotor. I want to take a look at this real quick, make sure that the brakes aren't completely failing. The rotor looks good, the pads still have a bunch of meat on them. Okay, got it reattached, and still completely fucking worthless. That's not good. Let's adjust the cable length again. Okay, 30 minutes later, there is no more squeaking in the wheels, so I don't think the rotors are in contact with anything. Both of the brakes should work. There's one test. Test number 2. Look at that. I think the brakes are fixed. Now, if I'm really, really lucky, which you guys know that I'm not, that will also improve our range. I'm gonna try to go 60 miles and see what happens. This is so fucking pretty. And there's so many reindeer just running around. I do think they're owned. I think that they're farmed like farm animals because I see bells on their neck. Yes, hello. I've never thought about people domesticating deer before. Where I come from, the deer are able to jump over 8-foot fences, so even trying to domesticate the deer doesn't work. Maybe they just don't care. Maybe the deer will just like stick around. You gotta get out of the road, dude. I wonder how often people accidentally hit them. I feel like it would happen a lot, but maybe everybody here is just really attentive. It looks like we gotta go through a tunnel. I missed Japan. Oh, hey, we got another tunnel. It looks like this time we don't get our own bike lane, but we are safe from the rain, so I might just like chill out here for a bit. It's a short tunnel. You guys remember that I started this journey because I wanted to see the sun stay up for over 24 hours. I'm realizing that might not happen. Just a sec, I gotta check something. It sounds like the tire is flat again, but that feels... You've got to be shitting me. It's not flat, but it's losing air. I would say this is like maybe, I can put my thumb in there. That's like 5 PSI. Holy fuck. What the fuck is wrong with this tire? We are not really in a spot where we can fix this. Well, here's hoping we can just pump it back up and the problem goes away. That's how these problems tend to work, right? We ignore them and they never bother us again. I really don't have another option. Like, this is just all that we can do. 11.5, so that means it lost 20 PSI. 9.5, so it lost like 22 PSI. We will be there tomorrow, but that's actually not enough because we actually need to get back. So while we are about to accomplish the goal, this bike still has a lot of distance left to go before it's allowed to crash. Let's do a tire pressure check. Still holding air. Looks like the kickstand is getting loose again. I'm on the 4th book of this series. I'm really glad I found this book. Dungeon Crawler Carl, fantastic on Audible. Looking at the map, we're gonna have to go through a really long tunnel because we're switching islands. I see something that looks like it has electricity. Looks like it's just a fire extinguisher and a phone. No outlets though. It doesn't look like the tunnel has bike lanes or sidewalks, which is really annoying because I'm pretty sure my bike is gonna die halfway through the tunnel. But at least I'll get out of the rain, so pros and cons. Yeah, we're going down, which means we're going underneath the ocean right now. Holy shit, we are deep as fuck. I was going like 40 miles an hour down that fucking thing. My brakes weren't working. We are going back uphill now though, so this is where the batteries are certainly gonna die. I decided that I'm not going to waste my bike battery trying to climb this fucking hill, so I'm just gonna walk it until we're back at sea level. 1 kilometer left. So it's like half a mile, roughly. Okay, looks like we're coming up on the end of the tunnel system. It looks real dreary outside. Whew. Yeah, so we just went under the fucking ocean. And it's dead. Fucking. Please be unlocked. Oh, it's for electric cars. This is not a engine heater block warmer thing. There's places to charge your electric car out in the middle of fucking nowhere. That's wild. What other country would you have car charging stations in a place like this? Just a sec, I see something down here. And of course my brakes stopped working. I'm holding this as tight as I can and we're still going. Who needs brakes? Come on, slow down. I see that this has an electrical box. That's like a car charger. Boom, outlet. I don't know if it's powered, but we're gonna try it. We're only 4 miles away from the town, so if I need to ride the bike, I can. It's just, if this works, that's real convenient. No power. No power, okay, yeah, it did not work. Okay, back to pedaling. Looking at this tunnel, it looks like it goes uphill. I believe this town right there is where we're staying. Somewhere over there. Okay, looking at my map, it's called Honningsvåg. Welcome to Honningsvåg, Norway. Okay, I think this is where we're staying. I believe this is the place we're staying tonight. And there's an outlet right there. Let me go get the batteries. We are so close to the top. It's only like 15 miles away. So we're gonna charge the batteries up just enough to be able to get there and then come back. 15 miles there, 15 miles back, that's 30 amp hours. So that means that we need to charge this for like 2 hours. God, I'm so hungry. Ham and cheese sandwiches are basically a staple meal for me at this point because I can walk into any gas station, any grocery store, anything like that, and they've got bread, meat, and cheese. So no matter where I am, I know that I've got a meal that I can eat. I'm using the cheap ham this time instead of fucking expensive reindeer meat. I'm glad I got to try it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna lie, actually getting here is a little bit anticlimactic. In my head when I was planning this, I thought that I would be sitting in my tent and watching the sun just go across the horizon because it's up for 24 hours. But I'm realizing now that even if I got here at the perfect time, I don't think we could see it anyway. Like the clouds have been perpetually moody. I don't think there is a time that I could have got here and I could have got the scene that I wanted in my head. Google says there's a grocery store right up there. This is one of the northernmost settlements on Earth, and it looks just like a normal, regular town. The grocery store is a Rima 1000. That is like a big franchise grocery store. This is a bigger supermarket than like the past 5 places we've stayed at. So I'm pretty sure the currencies are basically divide by 10. So if you see 19, that's $1.90. So that means that this cup of coffee is basically $2. That means that this Starbucks triple shot is $2. I think that's a good deal. $2.40 for a Starbucks? I'm surprised because that actually seems like it's cheaper than what I'm familiar with. Oh, but they've got an even cheaper brand over here. Something something latte. It's in a cardboard container. This one is only $1.50. Thank you. Now we'll just wait a little bit for the bike to charge. I was gonna set up camp up on the top of Nordkapp, but I just don't want to. Google says that it's going to rain for the next 17 hours straight. Fuck it, we're just going in the rain. Yeah, my brakes are just fucked. I'm holding us as tight as I can and we're still moving. Future Nate problems. The road that we're going on is called Nordkapp Avenue, or it's called Nordkapp Ave, but in Norwegian. I think that this road only goes to Nordkapp. They went ahead and they paved an entire like interstate just for all of the tourists to be able to go to this one spot. This is it. This is the last stretch and then we're done. We still need to go back, but God damn it! It's like we're climbing a mountain. So you guys might have noticed that in the corner of the screen, there's a distortion. I dropped my camera and the lens cracked. I can see it in the distance. It looks like the parking fee for a bicycle is $5. Okay, I take it back. Apparently it's free for bicycles. They didn't even question if this is a motorcycle. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the northernmost point on the continent. You guys don't really have a good progression of time because you guys don't watch these linearly. We have been working on this goal for 33 days now. So, technically speaking, that right there is actually the northernmost point of the continent, but there's not a cool road going to it, like there is to Nordkapp. So, I'm gonna pretend like I went to the northernmost point. I'm looking at it now. I don't think there's actually a place to camp up here. I saw something on TikTok today. Apparently winter is starting. There's a bunch of tourists behind me and they're like pumped and they're excited because they finally made it. I feel like I should have that kind of like, I'm just excited to get back into the place and sleep. I can't believe I fucking cracked this lens. I do have another one, it's in my bag. I'll have to replace it, but so much shit got damaged on this trip. I just realized I don't have Dr. Pepper to drink right now. This is probably a good time as any to have this conversation with you guys. In my head, I've been like planning this, how I would talk about this, how I would broach the subject, but now that I'm here, and now that I'm actually having to like, I am probably going to stop uploading YouTube videos. Like, I'm not gonna definitively say that I'm done, but I am probably gonna take a pretty long break. There's a bunch of reasons why, but like the gist of it is that I just don't enjoy doing this anymore. Like the bike trip that we just did. That wasn't fun. I did not enjoy this trip. Coming up here was not a good time. I broke probably over $1,000 worth of equipment getting here. Every day I was having to push the bike probably 5 miles each. And you would think that, okay, but once you get to the end, once you've accomplished it, once you, I just don't enjoy this. I was actually gonna quit much earlier, but I remember that I told you guys that I wanted to go to Everest, and so it felt kind of disingenuous to stop posting videos before I actually do Everest. And then once I got to Everest, the company was like, hey, we've got a bike for you. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I should go take the bike. I would have stopped doing this probably at the beginning of the year, but things just kind of forced me to keep posting. You guys know that I'm a software engineer, right? I spent the better part of my life learning how to code, doing development. And I haven't done any of that since I started on YouTube. I feel like I'm being a traitor to myself. I spent so much time getting really good at this, and now I've just completely given up the craft altogether. So I think that what I'm gonna do, I might go back to America. I might just go to like a cheaper country like Macedonia or Serbia or something, and just spend 6, 8, 10 months just writing code, building things, freshening up my skills. If I were to try to like work in the industry right now, I would probably be pretty far behind because tech just moves so fast. I do know that computer science is basically unemployable right now because of AI and because of the recession and all that shit. So I'm not like actually looking to get a job doing this. I like writing code, and at this point I don't like making videos. I do still like making TikToks. Like when I was rebuilding my engine and I was going every day and I was posting those little videos, that was fucking great. I had a great time doing that, doing the homeless tips. And so I probably still will do short form content because I still enjoy doing that. But things like this, this might be the last one. I do still need to actually ride the bike home, so I will still be filming content because I'm sure the bike will break down and my tires will pop and I'll end up throwing the bike in the ocean. So I still will be filming up until I get to like an airport, up until I've stored the bike somewhere. This seems like a good place to end it though. At the top of the fucking world. I can tell that I got here too late. It's about 8:30 p.m. right now and it is starting to get darker. So even if the clouds weren't here, I would not see the sun. I don't know. Short form content is nicer because I can be creative, I can come up with ideas, I can do new things. But with YouTube, it's just like, how miserable can I be this season? That's kind of what it is. Like I joke about it, but that's really what it is. It's just monetizing misery. Traveling makes me realize how fortunate I am to speak English. It really is the universal language. I remember how hard it was in Japan to be able to read signs and talk to people. And for most people on the planet, that would be their experience traveling anywhere. Also, side note, in case anybody's curious, this is the coldest point on the entire trip. My hands feel like they're gonna fall off. It's kind of funny, it smells like California. Like if you've ever been to like the beach in San Francisco or Los Angeles, it smells like that, except it's weird because it's really cold. Whereas if you've been to Los Angeles, it's smoldering. The headphones I got, they're the hard kind, and they don't fit my ear properly, so every time I put them in for more than like 5 minutes, my ears hurt. No, I did not have a good time on this trip. This was not a pleasant experience. I gotta give this bike credit though. It made it. I genuinely didn't think it would. When it was puffing out white liquid out the back tire, I thought it was a goner. I was ready to just call it quits, but she made it.